SwiftData just made data persistence easier. Here's how to use it with a HStack to build a real SwiftUI application. So this is the application we'll be creating. As you can see, it's within a HStack. It enables the user to add toppings that they want for their burger. For example, you can add bacon, lettuce, and as you can see, as I add each topping, the rolling total gets incremented. You can add a pickle, or if you want to, you can also delete the toppings that you added. So if I delete a pickle, the actual running total will be reduced. As you can see, it was reduced, and the application also allows the user to sort on low to high. So it will sort the toppings on the cheapest toppings first. So lettuce is at the top, which is 20 pence, or you can sort on the highest topping. You can also sort by name, which will be in alphabetical order. We can also search for the toppings that we want. If I type in bacon, it filters and narrows the topping to bacon, or if I type in B, or let's try another one. If I type in O, it displays all the toppings that includes the letter O, and that includes bacon, mushroom, tomatoes. We can also add a random topping by clicking on the plus button. And then all of this information is stored in SwiftData and retrieved from SwiftData. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. The first thing we need to do is to create a data model. The name of the data model is called toppings, and the purpose of the data model is to enable the toppings to be stored and retrieved from. So let's create our new data model. Select Swift file. Name the file topping. Import SwiftData. The next thing we need to do is to create our model that acts as our data table. You don't have to use final there, it just means we won't be using any inheritance, but if you want to, you can take it out. Within our toppings table or model, we need to create a few attributes. Unique var UID. So this enables each topping to have a unique identifier, a unique number. It's similar to a primary key. Emoji string. That should be string. Var name string. Var price. Double. So these are the fields that SwiftData will automatically store. And then we also need to provide our initializer that includes the UUID, the emoji, and the name and price. So for the UUID, we need to edit it a little bit. So we need to create a new instance of the UUID. UUID. I'll just compile it. The next thing we need to do is to open up our content view. Within our content view, we need to import SwiftData. We also need to provide the app environment. And the model context. So using the model context enables the application to update, delete, and modify the data, insert new records. Model context. We also need to add a query. As you can see, I'm doing all of the logic within the content view. Really, the business logic should be done within a view model. But since this is a beginner's tutorial on SwiftData and HStack, I decided to create it all in the content view, all in the same file, to make it easier for other people to learn. At query, private var, toppings. So this will be an array of toppings that will be fetched. That should be toppings. That will be fetched from SwiftData. We also need to add a few more variables at state. Private var selected. Set to remove any duplication. We want all the selected toppings to be unique. UID. And the purpose of having that variable is so that when we select each row, it be uniquely stored within the set. At state, private var, search, which will enable the user to search for different toppings. As you can see here, they can enter their search criteria within the topping search box. We also need to add another at state variable, private var, sort, and So having sort, we can sort on like the name or the price in ascending or descending order. Sort order, name, we'll create that afterwards, the name ASC. Or you can just create it now. So to do that, I'll just use an enum. Just create it on lines 12. Enum, sort options, case, name, ASC, price, ASC, and price, DSC. So that means we can sort the name in ascending order, the price in ascending order, or the price in descending order. Next thing we need to do is to set the column's minimum width. So that will be private let price min width CG float equals 72. Private let action, it should be let action column width CG float equals 72. So enabling that, just make sure that when we add and delete records from the HStack is like, it just stays in the right position. It doesn't jump around, or the columns don't like reduce or become narrow. And next thing we need to do on line 26 is to add our navigation stack. Navigation stack. The navigation stack, it should be a lowercase t, includes a scroll view, which includes a v-stack, and the v-stack will space each item with 20 pixels, 20 spacing between each of the elements. We also need to create another v-stack alignment.leading spacing 12. The next thing we need to do is to create our HStack like title, which will be called Build Your Burger. This one here. HStack and then we just add our title using the text element. Build your burger. Add a little bit of style, dot font, dot headline. Add some spacing, so just add a spacer. And the next thing we need to do is to enable the application to be populated with random toppings when the application is first loaded. So we need to create a new function called add random toppings. We can do that anywhere after line 39. Private func, add random topping. So it should be a topping. To add the random toppings, I just copied some of the toppings that are created in the previous HStack tutorial. On lines 20, there should be a space after the equals. Don't know why it doesn't like the sort order. And let's fix that later. Okay, back to the toppings. So this is what we've done in the previous tutorial. So we include our toppings. Each topping has a name. So let's just fix that now. So let's samples string double. So at the moment we're using or defining a dictionary, and then we have to add our actual toppings. So for the first one, will be lettuce. I'll just comment this out. That's lettuce, and the price of the lettuce will be, it doesn't have a price field, so the price will be 20 pence. And then what we need to do now, there shouldn't be a name, that shouldn't be there neither. So I just copy that line again. And then we can create our next topping, which will be tomato. So this will be tomato. And it will be 25 pence. The next topping will be onion. And that will be 15 pence. That's onion. And if you want to find out how to add emojis, all you have to do is watch the previous tutorial that was based on HStacks. The next topping is bacon. And the price of the bacon is 90 pence. And then we have pickle. And pickle is 25p. And then cheese. Cheese is 40 pence. That should be cheese. So this bacon, pickle, and pickle. And then mushroom. Which will be 35p. Or you can just use any random price, it's up to you. Just compile it. Yeah, we still have that issue with the sort order. So let's see if we can fix that. Should we see if we can fix it now or afterwards? Okay, let's just focus on this function first and then fix it afterwards. If let p equals samples random element. So it's going to randomize the samples. ModelContext dot insert and we'll insert random emojis, name and price into SwiftData. So that will be P.0 for the emoji, P.1 for the name, and P.2 for the price. Samples is spelled incorrectly, should be sample. Now let's try to fix this issue. You can't find the sort order, has no member. Sort order has no member name ascending. So what we need to do there is, so it's not called sort order, it should be called sort option. That's the enum that we're using. That's defined on line 12. So that should be called sort option. Let me compile it again. So what else do we need to do? So within our HStack, we have our spacer. The next thing we need to do is to create our button. So when the user clicks on the button, it will generate random toppings to be inserted into SwiftData. The button also needs a label. For the label, or for the label caption, we will use a system image. That will be image system name dot image scale dot large. That doesn't look correct. So system name dot image should be image scale dot large. I think there's a little problem with that one. Is there a bracket missing? Let's see, 1, 2, yeah, there's a bracket missing at the end. And we probably need another one of these brackets there. No, that's still not right. Anyway, we'll try to fix that issue in the next tutorial. I just put a little note there to fix the issue. I need to. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials.